How's it going, guys? Coffee here. Today I wanted to go over my League Starter build for the Real Life RPG Season 1. We're starting here. Let's go back a few years to get a history here. Started 2020. We ran every single day. Very active, nice and healthy, keeping things balanced, running, still playing games every day, but also still running. Move on to 2021 here. We're not doing every day anymore. We try to do at least every other day, roughly, somewhere around there. Still decently active, keeping things pretty good. And then as we get to 2022 here, there's this game that comes out here in February called Lost Ark. And let's see if we go here to Lost Ark. This was roughly 1 year, maybe 14 months of playtime. If you want to do the math on that, it averages out to way too much every day. So in the span of this, between Lost Ark, Path of Exile, Torchlight Infinite, now we're at a point where things are barren. So now we're 20, maybe 30 pounds heavier than we were when we stopped being active. So that's what this is about now. Now we are starting our real life dailies of doing something exercise wise every single day on top of the gaming, because there's easy real life dailies to do. There's more than just what's in the game. So that's what this series is going to be about. I'm going to post some stuff. I'll be posting footage and I guess ranting or rambling about things, whether it's on my runs or out doing something outside or just doing something outside of a game. But figure if I make posts about it, I can keep myself accountable to actually staying on a schedule of staying active and not just getting myself sucked into a hole of spending way too long on games and ignoring everything else in life. So let's go ahead and jump into that. First thing I got here is some footage from a run that I did just yesterday. This run here is at this place called Whipple Creek Park. It is one of the closest places to me that I go run. It's a nice little rainforest area that I think there's some horse trails here. I think that's why the trails are so wide. People bring their horses out here, but it's normally pretty empty, and it's a legitimate rainforest that's just right in the middle of the city. That's always nice. In this first video here, you're going to see that I'm going to be trying to include a little bit experimental footage, because I want to, I guess, try to include some stuff. Leave comments down below if there's specific camera angles that you think would look nice, or if there's certain camera angles that you just absolutely hate. I'd like to hear about that too, because I don't know, I wanted to tinker around and play with a bunch of stuff because I wasn't sure what was going to convert best on camera or not. So I just was out there messing around, trying a bunch of different stuff. For me personally, I like the camera view just in front, like without any of me in it, since I don't know, I'm not really the point of all this. I think if anything out of all this, it's more about reminding all of us to just get outside, or at least do something else other than just the gaming. There are definitely daily things that we should be doing every single day that's not just inside of the game. Right, we should be showing some love to a loved one, or doing chores around the house, or again going outside and making sure we get a little bit of daily exercise out there. For me, this place is I don't know, it's always a good place to clear my mind. Typically I'll if anything, I'll typically just be throwing on like an audiobook or just listening to music, and then this is a good reset to get myself going before I go back to just gaming for 10 hours a day. Yeah. This camera view is a little shaky, so I understand if this is one that people don't like. I probably won't include it again unless people specifically like it. There are some good aspects about it, but it's really hard to keep it balanced. And this is my view that I appreciate the most. Luckily out here there's like 10 miles of trails, like unique trails here on this Whipple Creek area, even though like I don't think you ever end up more than maybe like 3/4 of a mile from your car, which I guess is what, 2 kilometers, something like that. Not even 1 kilometer basically away from the car for you people not using freedom units. So yeah, other than that, you see a lot of wildlife out here. Typically it's a lot of deer and coyotes. On this specific run I even saw a couple deer, but they didn't really show up on camera. I ended up recording it, but you just couldn't see them. They're just like pitch black. They hid extremely well. This is more of that behind footage. Some of this comes out okay, and it's fine, and it's not that big of a deal, but again, I think it's hard for me to keep it balanced. This is the nice little clearing area we got. Get a good midway walk out of it before we get back on. I'm gonna give you guys about a minute of just listening to footsteps now. Maybe not. I don't know. If people want me to just shut up through all these, you actually just want to hear the outside, let me know. It's another thing. Let me know. This is all just experimental stuff. Mainly, again, to get myself accountable, to get other people accountable. I don't know. If you end up deciding to give yourself a real life daily because of something like this, let me know. I want to know what people are doing out there. Maybe it'll give me inspiration to do something myself that I haven't thought about ensuring that I start to add into my daily routine to actually do every day. Or not even necessarily every day, but just, you know, at least try to do something off of this list every day, right? Something other than just sitting on PoE or Torchlight or some other game for the whole day and forgetting about everything else. I think it's very easy for us to get ourselves sucked into these bubbles and forget about everything else. This is one of those smaller trails that you can only really run part of the year, so it starts to get really, really muddy and really rained in. I don't know if it was this trail or one of the other ones. It was the only spot out here I've ever fallen before. It was really muddy and I went to try to avoid a puddle, and I kind of stood on one of the walls here on the edges and it slid out from under me. So I just had to do the rest of my run covered in mud. It's kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how you can have things like this though, like this close to your house. I'm sure almost all of us have something like this or somewhere like this that's just really, really nice that we just don't appreciate enough, don't take advantage of enough, and forget that it's there, or just like neglect to actually go take advantage of it and like get ourselves out there and appreciate it while we can. Like it's easy to forget about, I guess, or take for granted. Because again, I'm sure there's some people that are watching this that they don't have anything like this, right? I mean, when I lived in San Diego, he definitely never had anything this green. That's for sure. But you make do and you find beauty in whatever's there. There's always something nice about everything, even if you're purely in the middle of the city. It's always like some architecture or something you can appreciate. If you slow down to take a look at it. Yeah, this is almost the end here. There was a plane that starts going crazy, so I ended up lowering all the volume on this so you guys don't have to just listen to this plane directly overhead. Yeah, that was that. You guys will probably be seeing more of this park just because it's one of my favorite places to go. I don't even really enjoy running, but being out there makes running tolerable for me. And I'm able to get through it to actually get myself a little bit better in shape. Alright, that's that. Daily complete. See you in the next one. Try to get a daily done yourself.